So, hi everyone, welcome. There are some people in person and also on Zoom. So just wanted to let you guys know that we're going to try and be engaging with everyone. Thank you for attending this year's Scholarship Opportunities Program with an emphasis on international students. Over the course of this workshop, we're going to do our best to go over the scholarships that we advise for that you are eligible for and the resources that we can offer for you as international students. And then remember to please check in if you haven't already with the QR code on the screen. It really helps us out. Yeah, thank you. Hi, are you here for the workshop? Yes. Yeah, all right, you can go ahead and take a seat and check in with the QR code. Sure. Just want to start? Yeah, okay. Give me one sec. Okay, yeah, so today we're going to go over what the ISEP program is and what we do, key awards, and some students who have gone through our office who are also international students like yourself, and how to get involved with our office and your scholarship journey. So, okay, next one. So who we are, I just want to, okay, at first want to go through that we are a different entity than FAFSA. We do not look at your financial aid package or anything like that. We advise for 21 merit-based external scholarships. So basically meaning that the funding doesn't come from UCI. It comes from an external organization or nonprofit or anything of the like. And we provide opportunities for scholarships and resources for your application. And we, outside of funding, some of the other benefits include lifelong connections, networks, and incredible experiences, both nationally and abroad, and just a lot of networking that you can make through our office that you can have for the rest of your life. So, next one. The ISEP program is basically divided into three main objectives, which is outreach, advising, and recognition. Outreach would be something like we're doing right now, which is a workshop, something to get involved with the UCI student body as much as possible. And then advising is what we mainly do, which is advising candidates and giving draft feedback on your application components. One thing that you get out of our office as well is the opportunity to read past winning applications from students. And we conduct mock interviews for practice, and these skills, again, you can use for grad applications or anything else in your professional or academic career. And then the last thing is recognition. We're all about giving credit where credit is due. And at the end of every year, we have a ceremony to recognize and celebrate all of our scholars who have gone through our office. So yeah. And then the next thing is kind of a breakdown of our 21 external nationally competitive merit awards. As you can see here, they're broken down into two different cycles. The Explorers 11 is through the fall and winter of the academic year. So we're kind of closing that cycle up right now. A lot of these are for undergraduates with a couple of graduate awards, and a lot of them are research and STEM focused with a couple of public policy, things like that. And then our Trailblazers 10 award is throughout the spring and summer of the academic year. And these are a lot for, or only for graduate awards. And a lot of these are abroad as well. Fulbright and Churchill, Fulbright is one of our most popular awards, and then you have our more competitive UK awards as well. Oh, and for international students, the ones that you are eligible to apply for are the ones that are highlighted in green. So just making note of that, because some of them do have US citizenship restrictions. So we're going to talk more in depth about that throughout this presentation.
And also, if you're in person, the flyer you have with all the 21 awards indicates a globe next to the awards that you can apply for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a lot of these scholarships, or all of these scholarships, are merit-based, and they're very, very prestigious. So winning and being a finalist for these scholarships is a very, very nice thing to put on any of your resumes. A lot of these are recognized internationally and nationally as well. And having these opportunities opens up a lot of new avenues for future study or future professional development. And going through this process really helps you understand and clarify what you want to do with your life. And a lot of the components of these scholarship applications you can use for your own grad school applications. And it raises the value of a UCI's reputation and your own diploma that you get once you graduate from UCI. So I will pass it off to Aline to talk about some of our case studies.
Okay, so as you know, we have a lot of scholarships that we advise for, 21, but the list is shorter for international students. Now we're going to cover a few of those scholarships in detail, as well as past recipients, so you can get an idea of what the scholarship committee is looking for in a candidate. Okay. Fine. Oh my God. What is the last thing that I said or that we said unmuted? Sorry about that.
Interesting.
Okay, I'll just start from here. So we're going to go over a few. Thank you, Jean, for letting us know. We're going to go over a few scholarships in particular and recipients who have won those scholarships. Okay, so the Donald A. Strauss Foundation is a scholarship that funds a community service project. Now, this you can apply to as a sophomore or junior, and for scholarship purposes, your year depends on the number of years you have left as an undergraduate at UCI. So for example, if you're taking the traditional 4-year route, then your senior, your fourth year, your junior, your third year, and a sophomore, your second year. If you graduate early or later, like let's say you take a 5th year, then that affects your year. So if you're a 5th year, that's your last year, therefore you're a senior. But your junior year is your 4th year, and your sophomore year is your 3rd year. Now, similarly, if you're graduating early in 3 years, your last year would be your 3rd year, so that's your senior year, and your junior year would be your sophomore year. So the reason why we want to make this clear is because every scholarship is open to only certain years, and that depends on when you're graduating. All right, so Strauss funds a community service project. Half of the money of the $15,000 goes to this project, and the other half goes to your own educational expenses. In the past, many students, including an international student whom we're going to go over in a bit, have used the Strauss funding to enact some kind of project in their community. So for example, if you've ever been to the Arroyo Vista garden, on-campus housing, that was partially funded by the Strauss project. Now, this is for sophomores and juniors, meaning that if you are a sophomore, your next chance to apply is next fall as a junior. And if you're a junior right now, unfortunately, your time has passed. So to be clear, this, as Karina was mentioning, our 21 awards are split into 2 cycles. This one right here, the Strauss, falls under our fall cycle. So it has already passed for this year, but you can apply next year if you're going to be a sophomore or a junior next year. Okay, so let's see. Something to note is Strauss candidates usually have at least 1 year of previous leadership experience, and you have to propose a well-constructed project idea like this garden. And you can come from any background, any discipline. Strauss is very flexible about that, but at least 1 year previous leadership experience is very highly smiled upon. And then international and DACA students can apply, but just make sure you have at least 1 year of your undergraduate time left at UCI, because that's the year that you will be putting this project into action. All right. So for our first case study of Strauss, Hugh, he is an international student currently at UCI, and he's a fourth year, so he's about to graduate. He applied for the Strauss, I believe, last year, and he's currently executing his project right now. So Hugh is an international student from Thailand, and he is majoring in political science and economics with a minor in management and urban and regional planning. Now, for Strauss, he decided to do a project called Back Up Bangkok, which partners with other nonprofit organizations to provide housing and additional sources of income for less fortunate people in his home country of Thailand. So his whole personal statement, his whole application was really showcasing his passion for his own people back home and wanting to give back to his community through the Strauss Foundation. In addition to Strauss, Hugh has been the captain and tournament director for the UCI mock trial team. So this is getting into like some of the involvements in leadership that you can also mirror if you want to get involved and have a stronger application. And he was also a school senator in ASUCI, or student government, as some of you may know. In addition to that, Hugh served as a youth policy advisor for Congresswoman Katie Porter, where he worked, and he worked for nonprofit organizations like the Ruth Center in Thailand, which ended up being his partner organization for the Strauss project. So for Strauss, you have this idea, you want to be funded to enact the idea, but you also have to find some kind of organization who's going to help you put it into place, right? So this can be an existing organization like what Hugh did, or you can create your own organization to officially, make this Strauss project happen. So in the future, Hugh's plan is to pursue a master's in public policy and business admin in order to work in social and economic development in his home country. So he's planning to return after all the work he's doing for them. All right, next we have Karishma. She is also a recent recipient of multiple scholarships. The one that we advised for was the Strauss. So Karishma came from a different field, right? But still ended up using the Strauss funding to create some kind of change in her community. So she was a cog-sci major at UCI, and she founded the Patient Project and launched a globally available journal of student reflections. So in 2019, she also joined an international cohort as one of 5 Dalai Lama fellows from North America. She was named Young Innovator to Watch at CES, where she developed one of her top ideas during the National Science Foundation's open call for future scientific directions. And then other scholarships she won were the Barnes & Noble College Scholar that I believe you can apply to through UCI, but it's not an award that we advise for. And of course, the Strauss Project, which we helped her apply to. She was a peer tutor in organic chemistry, an ambassador for the Center for Neurobiology Learning and Memory, and she even founded her own nonprofit for neuroscience education and outreach. So as you can see, all of these experiences really strengthened her application, and it made sense that she was proposing the Patient Project to the Strauss committee. So they're looking for an application and experiences that align with your proposal. Okay. Now, the Strauss is for undergraduate funding, right? To do a project like that, as well as cover your own educational expenses. If you're looking to study abroad, for graduate school, so after your time here at UCI, these are your options. They are highlighted in green for international students. So we have the Rhodes, Gates, and Schwarzman. Rhodes and Gates are both in the United Kingdom. Rhodes specifically at Oxford University, Gates at Cambridge University, and then the last one, Schwarzman, is of course in China. It's at Tsinghua University, specifically in a global affairs program. So we're going to go into more detail about these, but generally, all of these graduate scholarships are very prestigious, and they are looking for applicants with strong achievements in leadership, research, public service, and of course, academics, right? Now, if you're interested in any of these, make sure to submit a pre-application on our website by April 10th at noon. That's for the Trailblazers 10 cycle, which is coming up this spring. The pre-app will be live sometime this month of February, and then it'll be due April 10th. All right. And let me just quickly. Oh, sorry. What did I do? Oh no. I was trying to do the chat. Okay. For those of you on Zoom, I'm gonna. All right. I'm just going to tell you our website, scholars.uci.edu. So you can check out all our websites there. I mean, all of our resources there. Okay, so again, your options for international students are going abroad to the UK or to China as a graduate student. And for our first case study, Kimberly, she won the Gates Cambridge, which is the second scholarship I went over. So Kimberly graduated from UCI with a double degree in mathematics and chemistry as a UCI Distinguished Anteater, a UCI Beckman Scholar, and a campus-wide honors collegium participant. She dedicated her training to undergraduate research in theoretical and atmospheric chemistry, including advanced computational methods used to predict molecular properties with her professor. And she also did another joint project with another professor to study the solvation effect on core electron binding energies of acids. And ultimately, after all of her research experience, she decided to apply for Gates Cambridge. And in addition to that, she was named an honorable mention for another scholarship we advised for, which is the National Science Foundation, or NSF, Graduate Research Scholarship. Okay, sorry. Okay. Sorry about that. So this past fall, Kimberly ended up studying at MIT, and she began her PhD in chemistry, where she plans to become a research professor. All right, our next scholarship, the one in China, is called Shoresman. This is for students who are interested in doing a fully funded one-year master's degree in global affairs. So if you have a background in business, policy, international studies, definitely check this one out. You can apply as a junior, senior, or recent alumni. And by recent alumni, ISEP helps students who have graduated from UCI and are within 1 year of graduation from UCI. So past that 1 year mark after you've graduated, we can no longer advise you, but definitely take advantage of us before then. So something to note about Shoresman is if you hold a passport or permanent resident card from China, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Macau, please submit an earlier pre-application in March. So your pre-application deadline will be a little bit earlier if you hold a passport in those countries. Okay. Actually, something to note about Shoresman is that the program aims to cultivate the next generation of international leaders by fostering a better understanding of China's role in global trends. So students will complete through this program corporate or nonprofit internships for real-world leadership experiences, and all courses are taught in English. They select up to 200 scholars each year from all around the world, specifically 20% from China, 40% from the US, and 40% from the rest of the world. Okay. So our Shoresman scholar for today is Kathy. She was our first international student to become a finalist in one of these international awards competitions, and she was invited to interview for the Shoresman Scholars Program at their campus in Beijing. As an alternate, so she did not win the scholarship, but she could become a winner if more funding becomes available. And we included her because after you do all this work for a scholarship application, you might not win, and that's okay, but there's also a chance that you end up with a status like alternate or semi-finalist, something that is very close to recipient and is very worthy of putting on your resume nonetheless. So Cassie was a double major in econ and international studies, and she was a peer academic advisor for the School of Social Sciences, as well as an intern for 2 years at the International Center, which some of you may be involved in. And in the International Center, she helped to create the International Leadership Program and the International DOTS program. So she also studied global business abroad in Hong Kong and did research on China's one-child policy, as well as research on policy that was complemented by research on business. So through this research, she did a case study on Microsoft's acquisition of Nokia, making her a very good match for the Shoresman Scholarship. Right. And then Cassie's main goal is to, or ultimate goal is to start a business that will help Chinese students prepare to study abroad.
Alrighty, so other opportunities that we have, if you haven't seen the right fellowship or internship for you, don't worry. Our other opportunities page, which is the link you see here, and it's still the same website as it was before, scholars.uci.edu. It's a very cumulative list of internships, fellowships, volunteer programs, and scholarships that SOP does not advise for, but that we have kind of vetted for students, so that you guys know that it's a legit scholarship. It's something that we think is worth a student's time, essentially. But again, just to emphasize, we do not offer advising for the scholarships or any other opportunities on our other opportunities page. So let's get to the next one. And then,
okay. So now that we've covered a few scholarships that you can apply to, again, please check out our website, scholars.uci.edu, in order to check out all of them that you can apply for if there's a globe next to it. We're going to go over some general application components that will apply regardless of which one you choose. And of course, you can apply to multiple scholarships, but if they fall under different cycles, that means you have to apply different times throughout the year. So we have personal statements like essays about yourself, a narrative about your story, grant proposals, which is the first one that refers to if you're applying to a graduate program, they're going to ask for your rationale for choosing that program and what you plan to do with that degree. Letters of recommendation. Generally, you need 3. So every scholarship is different in the types of LORs they're looking for, but that's why you can go ahead, book an appointment with us or search our website to look at the specific scholarships you want and look at their recommendations, recommendation requirements. All right, and then your CV/resume, so we can help you hone that. And application forms and transcripts are also certain things you'll have to submit.
alrighty, so now we're going to talk about how you can get involved.
Can we go back? So in the process of working on these applications, the way that it works with SOP is the moment you submit a pre-application, we'll go over that in a bit, you are paired with a primary advisor who will serve as your coach for the remainder of the journey, the application process. And they are the ones who will help you work on every single one of these application components. So for example, one of the first assignments that you will submit is a first draft of your personal statement. Once you submit that, your primary advisor and a student advisor will give you feedback and recommendations to revise that draft. Once you submit a revised draft, we continue the process until you've worked through all of the application components. And so the SOP advising process is very helpful because we walk you through the entire process and you're getting feedback from experts who have either won these scholarships themselves or helped lots of students receive these scholarships. So typically the application process is 2 to 6 months, or the advising process. So we recommend you really narrow down your options and you choose the ones you really want. Highly recommend sticking to 2 scholarships or less. Some students do 3, but of course, the less you have, the more time and energy you have to focus on making that application as strong as you can. So on the topic of letters of recommendation, you want to, and we'll help you with this, but you want to choose faculty members who obviously know you well and can speak to not only your academic achievements, but also leadership experience, any mentors you have in extracurricular activities, or even your job at a workplace. But regardless of whom you choose, when you ask for a letter of recommendation, you want to provide them with your CV, your resume, any essays you've written, like your personal statement. The more specific, the better, that they can tailor your letter to your skills. All right.
So yeah, now we're going to talk about what you can do right now as a potential candidate for any of these scholarships. So the first thing that we want to recommend is to use as many campus resources as you can. There's so many resources on campus, and these are just a few. So the first thing you can do, which will help you with your letters of recommendation and just overall professional and academic development, is establishing relationships with faculty and any other campus partners or mentors. And then if you're interested in research or even just want to get your feet wet, another great resource for this is UROP. They are also part of the Student Excellence Center on the 5th floor of the Science Library. So very, very close to the SOP office as well. And that's another resource that's available for you. And then an optional one is studying abroad. The UCEAP program is a really, really great one for this. I actually did it and it was really great. But this is optional, but any and all experience is always appreciated when applying for prestigious scholarships like this. And pursue internships and community service in whatever field that you are interested in. Seek out leadership opportunities. This one's really, really great if you want to do anything in public policy. And join reputable honor societies like Phi Beta Kappa. And we'll talk about this a little bit at the end of the presentation as well. And then just look at you. And the guidestone for being competitive is there is no one formula on how to win these scholarships. Everything is so individualized because it's based on what you have as in your experience and what you want to do with that experience in the future. Everything maps out onto the application process itself. So any experience you have is usable in your application process. And going through this application with SOP helps you explore who you are and gets the most out of your UCI experience, as we are a free campus resource. And SOP helps you reflect on your experience and convey it in writing. Your professional primary advisor that you're paired with throughout your SOP journey is the one who helps you hone in on your writing and make it the best it can be for these scholarships and for you as an individual. If you want any professional development, grad apps, things like that, cover letters, this is a really great opportunity. And then here's just like kind of the zoomed in picture of what we just showed you. And it's just the guideline or roadmap, if you will, for how to get started on applying through SOP. And the first thing is the SOP prep course. And this is a non-UCI affiliated Canvas course. So it's like through Canvas, but not the UCI Canvas. It doesn't affect your GPA or how many units you're taking. And it's about 5 journals, 300 words each, that just kind of ask you about your inspirations, anyone that you look up to, why you want to pursue what you want to do, et cetera, et cetera. And the course is self-paced and available year-round, meaning that you can start it today if you'd like. You can do it spaced out if you'd like, or do it all in one go. It's really not that bad. And again, you can open and exit. So if you start it today, but realize, maybe you're tired or you don't want to do it, you don't have to finish it today. Our recommendation as an office, though, is that you have it done prior to completing your pre-application for whichever cycle that you're applying for. Okay.
All right, so a few more details on SOP prep. This is a general overview of what the course entails, and I put that in quotes because course may seem intimidating, and we're here to let you know it's actually really simple. It's open entry, open exit, as Karina mentioned. You do it at your own pace as long as you finish it by, if you're interested in the spring cycle, April. And then if you're interested in the next fall cycle, that's next October. So you have a lot of time. But it's just to let us get to know you as a candidate and let you get an idea of what the application or advising process entails. So you really only have 3 journal entries that you're going to submit written responses to. And the prompts are something along the lines of who are your role models, or what is your career trajectory that you're planning to achieve through these scholarships, right? And then I say 3 because that journal number 3 is just a goal setting planner. And then after you're done with the first 4, the 5th one is a quiz that you take, and it'll generate a list of potential scholarships you can apply to based on the background information you provided. So it's just a list of recommendations, right? And from there, you can narrow down your choices. Then when you meet with a student advisor like me or Karina, you'll have a starting point to go off of. All right. And as you can see, that's the last task at the bottom. Okay. So there are 2 requirements in order to participate in SOP advising. The first one we just went over, that's the SOP Prep Canvas course. And it's not through UCI, it's separate, so it won't affect your GPA or your units or anything like that. The second requirement is the pre-application. So regardless of which cycle you decide to apply for, whether that be the Trailblazers 10 or the Explorers 11, there is a form you have to fill out, and it'll only be viewed by our office SOP. It's not going to be seen by any external scholarship committees or agencies. It's just for our office to gather your personal background information and help you start applying to the scholarships you're interested in. So some things that the form is going to ask you for, again, are what scholarships you're interested in, as well as any past experiences you have in research, leadership, languages, study abroad, as well as your future plans. So we get to know you better and can help you choose the right scholarships. And then it'll ask you to start thinking about your potential letters of recommendation. So who do you have in your life as mentors, professors, faculty members, supervisors who can possibly write an LOR for you? And then you will submit this. The earliest one is April 10th at noon. That's for anyone who's interested in the Trailblazers 10 spring and summer cycle, which covers all of the abroad awards and the graduate awards. So in this, like we went over the scholarships that will send you to the UK or to China. And those you want to submit a pre-application by April 10th. It will go live on our website sometime this month of February. Okay, so 2 more quick things, and then we can wrap up this presentation and take any questions from either on Zoom chat or in person. The first one being Phi Beta Kappa. So PBK is the nation's oldest, most prestigious honor society in the United States. And luckily, UCI has a chapter here. And we're just here to let you know that it exists, and the top 1% of juniors and the top 5% of seniors are invited. So it is an invitation-only honor society. We are here to let you know that if you receive an invitation to join, please accept, because it is very impressive. It's a special accolade to put on your resume that will definitely increase your competitiveness for scholarships or graduate school or jobs and internships. So that's what we have on PBK. And the second announcement we have is SOP is hiring. We have 2 positions open. The first one being student advisors. So that's what Karina and I are here doing right now. Student advisors help primary advisors in advising UCI students, so sophomores, juniors, seniors, and recent alumni in applying to the 21 awards we just covered. On a daily basis, I would say our job is very enjoyable. We get to work with UCI's top students. We get to host workshops like this one. We host one-on-one advising appointments, go over scholarships with students, give feedback on essays and application materials, and we do some administrative work behind the scenes with the rest of the SOP team. And then the other position we have open is the media internship, which is for anyone who has experience in or passion for media, graphic design, students with artistic portfolios they're ready to share with us. So our media interns and our media team is in charge of updating our website, making any promotional or outreach flyers that you see right now, they made these, and updating our Instagram. So those are some of the main things media is in charge of. And if you're interested in that, we highly recommend you apply. The links are right there, but also if you scan the QR at the end of the presentation, it'll take you to SOP's homepage of all the links, including these 2 applications. So these applications are due next week, Friday, February 17th at noon. All SOP deadlines are at noon, whether that be for scholarship assignments or pre-applications, or in this case, job applications. Right. And if you have any questions about these positions, feel free to ask us in person, drop it in the chat, or email us anytime. Right. Okay, so the final thing we have here is an overview of SOP staff and the main points that you want to take with you now that this presentation is ending. Like, you may be wondering, what do I do next? So again, if you have any questions, email us or drop by our office, which is on the 5th floor of the Science Library. We are right next to Europe, the research office. And our website is the best resource to review all the scholarships we advise for. They will have very detailed descriptions of each award, as well as, who's eligible, what you'll get out of the award, and when is the timeline to apply. Now, on our website, on that scholarships page or the table, you'll also see the pre-apps once they're posted this month, and it'll also have instructions to enroll in SOP prep. So again, please stop by our office, email us, or even book an appointment, which you can also do on our website. That's where you'll sit down with one of us, and we can go over your scholarship options in a lot more detail based on what you're interested in. Right. And then final thing is that one benefit to going through the SOP process is that you can view past winning applications of people who have won these awards in the past. And in addition to that, it's just a very great resource because applying to these prestigious awards can be daunting, and we want to make it as accessible and as easygoing as possible for you. All right, so with that said, does anyone have any questions in person or online?
Also, for those who are on Zoom, if you want us to go through the or ask us any questions about the first part of the presentation where unfortunately there was no audio, just let us know. I think it was just a little gap. I think so, just the intro, but in case anyone has any questions. So why is it doing that?
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Just use UCI endorsement.
Oh, okay, great question. So someone asked, what is UCI endorsement? If you are looking on this flyer or on our scholarships table on the website, if there is an asterisk next to that award, then that means UCI endorsement is required. UCI endorsement is basically a stamp of approval from UCI. And our office SOP is in charge of giving you that approval on behalf of the entire campus. So basically what it means is it's one extra step in the scholarship application process. And that step involves you going to an endorsement interview. So after you've gone through the whole application process, you have kind of like a finalized application ready to be submitted. You're going to have an endorsement interview, and the people who attend are you, of course, your primary advisor, our SOP director, Rose, and your letter writers, as well as any other mentors who may not have written a letter for you, but who can still test to your strengths and skills for the application. So during that endorsement interview, our office is basically trying to gather a bunch of praise and feedback about you as a student and applicant to write a strong endorsement letter on behalf of UCI. But in addition to us gathering more information about you, it's also a great time for you to get feedback from your mentors and letter writers on how to strengthen your application before you finally submit it to the scholarship agency. So it's twofold: one, so we can write your endorsement letter, and two, so that you get last minute feedback. Yeah, any questions about endorsement?
So, like, what's the process? Once we've submitted our pre-application, we apply for endorsement.
Okay, so if you are submitting, or if you are applying to a scholarship that requires endorsement, so if there's an asterisk next to it, then your endorsement process is automatically incorporated into the advising process. You don't have to apply for endorsement. We'll take care of that. Now, the question was, what happens once you submit a pre-application? Once you submit a pre-application, you're paired with a primary advisor who will reach out to you and start meeting with you with appointments either remotely or in person to start the application process. So they're going to enroll you into like a Canvas course space that just lists all the application components for the scholarship or scholarships that you choose to apply to. So you can have like an outline, an easy to see outline of all the resumes, CVs, personal statements, not to intimidate you, but just to help you be organized. And we have our candidates submit like a week earlier than the external deadline for any scholarship. So you know you're in good hands.
So since we're graduating in June and you mentioned the process is about 6 months,
Mhm.
does that mean we'll do this online from June onwards until September for some of you?
Yeah, so you're a senior? Okay, so the question is, if you're graduating this year, what's the process like? First of all, you are eligible depending on the award, right? If the award says juniors or seniors can apply, or recent alumni, you can apply. But that does mean you'll probably be working online after you graduate, but you can also stop by our office, because we help students as long as they're not past that 1-year mark after graduation from UCI. So let's see, if you apply to one of the Trailblazers 10 awards this spring, you will be reached out to by our office sometime in May and June, like right before you graduate. And then you'll probably be working on your application remotely or in person if you're still in Irvine. And then it'll take you until the fall of the next academic year where you finally submit the application. Yeah. Any other questions?
And if you don't have any questions right now or think of any later, you can always schedule a personalized advising session with the student advisor, or you can just go ahead and email us at scholars@uci.edu. Sorry, I blanked for a second.
But thank you so much for staying with us until the end. Please check in. So Karina's going to go back to the check-in slide. This is very crucial that you scan the QR.
But no, it's not that one. It's the one all the way at the beginning of this.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
And we're going to end the recording now.
There you go.
If no one has questions.
Yeah. You can stop recording.